already know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. Is it a coincidence that Tamar and Toni are currently going at it in this kind of public spat right as the filming for the Braxtons is commencing? I ask you.
Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? I ask you. Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? I ask you. Is it a coincidence?
Is it? That's what we're going to try to find out today. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sky Squad, we are back in the building. I see you. I see you. Y'all, let me tell you something. I actually have tried to record this video twice and effed it up both times. So I said, you know what? It's probably meant for me to do it live because I can talk to y'all in the way that I want to talk to you, and you can talk back. Now that we've gotten through the disclaimers of it all, oh, housekeeping alert. Just a few things. Let us know where you are watching from in the chat. Exhibit A, Daphne Kong. South Florida, how you doing? What's going on? I see you in Wisconsin. Then make sure you guys like this video. Smack it, flip it, rub it on down. Oil it up if you will. But hit that like button and then hit subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you like reality TV related content, if you like a little fun, if you like travel, subscribe to my personal channel. And you guys can see all about my travels to South Africa, to Thailand. And if you are interested in traveling with me, we are going to the Cape Town in November. If you want to hop in on one of these trips, this is going to be a completely luxury trip. All right. I'm talking a hot hotel. I'm talking Table Mountain safaris, wine tours. We're looking at real estate. We're doing all the things in South Africa, in Cape Town. So tap into that. Now, with that being said, let's get back to our investigative report. All right. Now, how did this whole thing with Toni Braxton begin? Well, she tried to wish her sister Tamar a happy birthday. In case you did not know, Tamar Braxton celebrated her 48th birthday. Happy birthday, Tamar. And she posted a hot photo that I don't even know if I could post it here, but she posted it on her page. So make sure you guys go and show Tamar some birthday love. Okay. I am a Tamartian. I will readily admit that. That's just what it is. But as a Tamartian, I can oftentimes spot sometimes when she may be in the wrong. And it's okay to say something. We're not trying to drag her down, but it's okay to say. But in this situation, I ask you, who do you think is in the wrong in this situation? So after Tamar posts her picture, and shout out to the Shade Room for capturing this, Toni said, I wanted to repost that gorgeous picture of you, but I'm blocked again. Anyway, happy birthday, Tay. Now, technically, Toni, you could have texted her. You could have called her. You could have called her. I'm just saying. I mean, and Tamar says this. Or you could have called, smiley face, hashtag gaslighting. Uh-oh. Here we go. Here we go now. Here we go. Here we go. Now, is anybody surprised that Tamar would react to this?
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
You shouldn't be surprised because you know Tamar is reactive, which is what makes her a great reality TV personality, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. 8 times out of 10. 8 times out of 10. I mean, let's put the alleged badge. Let's put the alleged badge up here. Okay. So that's not all that Tamar had to say. To take things even further, let's head over to the Jasmine brand. Tamar then goes on to post conversation with her sister Toni after allegedly blocking her and says, y'all gonna stop playing with me. Now, in this text message, what you will see here is a text message that is allegedly to a text thread that is allegedly to Toni Braxton that says that it indicates that Tamar is saying to Atlanta on Friday, and then on Friday says thinking of you. Then Toni allegedly responds with the heart emojis, and then another message on the day before, because this all kind of went down yesterday, so I'm assuming it's the day before yesterday, which would have been what, Sunday? Today is Tuesday, right? I can't even remember. Anyway, asking, are you in LA? And then Tamar responds, ATL. Then Tamar says this. This is posted to her Instagram story. She says, y'all gonna stop playing with me. It's my birthday. I'm celebrating with my friends and not bothering a soul. You did it to be mean, like we don't talk. Happy birthday to me anyway. Love you too. So the text message does seem to indicate that they are talking. Now, a commenter responded and says she didn't say she blocked her number. She said she tried to repost one of Tamar's pictures, but she's blocked on social media. The question remains, did Toni have to post that? Some people would feel like maybe she didn't need to post that. Apparently, one of those people being Tamar. Tamar says, anyway, back to my happy birthday. Now, here is where we get to the coinky-dink of it all. On March the 11th, there was a Deadline article that came out announcing that season 2 of the Braxtons is filming. It says filming is underway and that the Braxtons are set to return this fall. In fact, the press release goes on to state that on season 2, the Braxtons will showcase the sisters aiming to return to their roots of fun and humor and spend much needed quality time with one another as they plan and celebrate Tawanda's wedding. As the entire family gathers for the pending nuptials, the sisters also continue to work on healing their relationships and address unresolved issues, which is complicated as they continue processing the intense grief from the passing of their sister, Tracy. So, with this in mind, we now know that this whole debacle has exploded on social media right as they are filming season 2 of the Braxtons. The plot thickens. Or is this the plot of the show? That's a good question. That is a very, very good question. That's also a good question too. Jay Chalant TV says, no, she did not have to post, but Tamar did not have. But did Tamar have to post private text messages in response? That's a very, very good question as well. I mean, you know, here's the thing about the Braxtons and their relationship as it relates to social media. You know, they are on a television show, and we know that it's hard for friendships to survive on TV in general, as we will discuss in one of our other stories. We know that friendships and relationships have a hard time thriving on TV, specifically with family, as we've seen in the past with the Braxtons. You see it with the Kardashians. You can see it across a lot of different shows where the family drama is usually actually as intense, or if not more intense, than the circle of friend drama, because the stakes are so much higher. So, I'm just kind of wondering, like, is this the plot of the new season? I don't think, I don't know. I don't know if people are too hard on her or if they just kind of people are just responding to what is happening. So when we see, I mean, obviously it's Tamar, right? So there's going to be media attention wherever she is operating and speaking out in public. That's number one. And the fact that Toni also commented is going to also, send some shockwaves through the social media world as well, because she's Toni Braxton. That's Toni and Tamar. So the last people that we would usually expect to be or to see beefing on social media would be Toni and Tamar. So I don't think that we're being hard on Tamar. I just think that Tamar often finds herself in these sort of public spats with people, and we as fans just are reacting and watching what happens. That's what I think is occurring here. Will you be tuned in and tapped into the Braxtons? That's a good question. I also wanted to talk about this story here. Since I had this in a different order, but I wanted to touch on the dynamics that play out amongst friendships on some of these reality TV shows. Another complicated relationship that we want to discuss is the relationship between Porsha and Shamea. And Candy, while doing her Amazon Live, gave her take on their friendship, because not only is it playing out in the promos for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16, but it is also seemingly playing out with people speculating about their relationship on social media, because Porsha did not seem to post or promote Shamea's single the way that everybody else was doing it. Now, to me, the lack of the posting of the single is not necessarily as much of an issue as much as I think what we all internally feel based on what we've seen from the preview. So let's get into what Candy's thoughts were when she was asked about this on her Instagram Live.
Peter Humphrey says, "Hey Candy, I love how you support your friends. Can you give us your opinion on why Porsha hasn't supported Shamea's new song like everyone else on her page?"
Okay, so I wanted you guys to hear that first. I had somebody yesterday ask me why I talk in between the footage of these types of videos. And that is because that is the policy. In order to do this on YouTube in this way, the content has to be transformative. So you will hear me speak in between bits of the clips, because I don't know where else this is posted. And I want to give respect to the policies and things that YouTube has put in place. So if you're asking, that is why. All right.
She hasn't? You saying on her show or in her story? Did she post it in her story?
Okay. I would give my opinion, but I'll wait.
Okay. What I think. Okay. I'm gonna be.
So she's about to give it to us. Hold on.
Be honest. What I think is that they had some issues during the season, and they really don't mess with each other like that right now, but they doing the fake I'm messing with, like if they're in the same room or in front of the cameras, or if they or people are doing press, they're like, oh yeah, that's my girl, but knowing they ain't messing with each other right now. So yes.
Here's my thought on that situation. I think there's two different things that we need to make a distinction between, right? Again, well, three things we need to call into question. Number one, the complicated nature of filming with your friends or filming with your family. It is always going to be some type of conflict. Number two, do I think that there is nothing? Do I think that there's something wrong with not posting your friend's new single? I don't really know. All my friends don't post the things that I have going on. Like, they don't. and I don't post everything that they have going on. And it is no shade or disrespect or anything like that. Now, if someone asks me to post it, then fine. And somebody said, who's not messing with each other? She's talking about Porsha and Shamea, because when Shamea's new single came out, Never Had, at the end of last week, apparently Porsha never posted it. And a lot of the other friend group may have posted it. So number one, we talked about the complicated nature of filming with one of your best friends. Oh my God, who is calling? If it ain't opportunity, go away. Anyway, number two is, again, unless you specifically asked me to post it, chances are I probably didn't post it either. Because not all of my friends are posting me. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it because my business is my business. Period. Dot. That's how I feel. But I also think that what Kandi is addressing is the elephant in the room. And I saw some people commenting on, I think, the last video that I did recapping Atlanta. And I saw a couple of comments say something similar, that the bloggers are the ones who are firing up a beef between Porsha and Shamea. To which I would say, how is anybody on the outside fueling that when everybody is literally reacting to the moment in the trailer where they have their intense sit down and Shamea asked her about their friendship, and then she asked her, "Am I boring you?" Also, every other time it seems like they have, or at least in previous seasons when Shamea has been a part of the show in a major way, it has been a conflict between her and Porsha at some point. So I think this is it. This is it, lovely Libra. You can tell their friendship is on the rocks during filming. That's it. We are reacting to what we see. Now, I don't know who's at fault with this. What I can say is, from what I gather and what I've seen on social media via interviews or via just interviews themselves, on like with Shamea on Watch What Happens Live, or I think the virtual reality interviews, just some of the interviews that she's done, she has not spoken negatively about Porsha in any way, shape, or form. So I just don't think that the people in social media, the media, or anybody else can really be at fault for where their relationship is. I think everybody is curious about it because of what we saw in the trailer and what we are now piecing together via the breadcrumbs on social media. That's it. That's it. And there we have it. So we will see that play out. And Kandi does go on to say in this interview, she says, the cast is typically incentivized or encouraged not to give away story as things are developing in the season. So Porsha and Shamea, if their friendship did go this way, then because of where they are in the season right now, they can't necessarily give that away. Kandi also states that she prefers to try to stay out of it, but of course, when somebody is asking her a question, she's going to give her unfiltered opinion. And she states that she tries to not get in the mix of what they got going on with the show when she's around either one of them. So take from that what you may. But I thought that this was a great add-on to the previous story because it further delves into that complicated relationship that occurs when people start filming with each other. This is why, in my opinion, if I were you and you were ever asked to do a reality TV show with your best friends, I would absolutely encourage you to say no. Absolutely not. If you want to maintain that friendship. Now, granted, some friendships can withstand that test. Look at Gizelle and Robin. You know, that friendship has withstood the test, but I also feel like they just have a different dynamic. I feel like they have probably always had a thing where they just been like, we just gonna have each other's back, even if we have to come at each other on camera. It may not always work to their advantage viewership wise, like how we view them, but they've been able to maintain that friendship regardless of what we thought. And you got to ask yourself at a certain point in time, what's more important? All right. Our final story of the day. Speaking of Gizelle, this all just sort of came together.
So
I'm going to go back. I want to take it back, forth and forth. Let me go back and pull this all the way up.
Well,
Yes.
when I bring this up, I'm only using it as a reference.
All right. So y'all know that Mia is somewhat making the press rounds, and she was down in Atlanta where Gizelle alleges that she lives, and she was posted on the corner, which is Ink's radio show, you know, her best friend. And she said to Ink that she ended up leaving the reunion because she wanted to knock the brakes off of Gizelle, and that Gizelle would never have spoken to her that way if there was no security involved. All right. So let's get into a little bit of what she had to say, because Ink basically says, I mean, I know you, and there's no way that you would have in any other situation just stood right there and took that, what Gizelle was saying about her.
So for knowing you 20 plus years in any other type of
you know I was
situation,
about to
that
knock the
type,
brakes off of her head, right? You know that, right? We've seen that happen.
allegedly.
Mia goes on to say that, you know, Gizelle only said those things because she was surrounded by security. And she also said she left to avoid knocking the brakes off of her head. Now, the commentary that the Neighborhood Talk provided says she ended the comment by saying, you know, I keep it real. And then they go on to say, but it's safe to say the cast and the viewers don't know that. Oh my God, they are so wild. They are so wild. So do I think outside of the show, Mia might have rolled up on her? Yeah, I do think she would have. We saw a little bit of that in the reunion footage where they rolled back some footage of Mia rolling up on Gizelle. Do I know that Gizelle would have been afraid of Mia? I don't know that. I don't see Gizelle as the fighting type. So I don't know what she would do if Mia were to attempt to knock the brakes off of her head. I just don't see Gizelle in physical altercations in general. I just don't see it for her. You know, Mia also went on to talk about her love for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, particularly after watching this new season, and really sort of is feeling like she vibed more with the lifestyle of the ladies in Atlanta, which kind of goes back into Gizelle's assessment that Mia was spending more time there and that she actually lived in Atlanta. I don't know where she lives, to be honest with you. I have not asked anybody I haven't asked that. I wouldn't ask anybody I know that. And I wouldn't repeat it either. But what I would say is, because Mia left the reunion, I do think that would make it very difficult for the network to want to work with her in another capacity in another city. I just don't see them doing that. Now, granted, they made an example out of Phaedra from moving Phaedra from one show to another, But Phaedra at least finished the Atlanta reunion that season where she came under fire for all of the stuff with Kandi and Porsha. She at least stuck through to the end. Whereas Mia ended up leaving early. Now, I just don't see them shifting her to Atlanta. And maybe she was just giving her admiration for the Atlanta ladies. I don't know. But I would have preferred to see Mia stand up to Gizelle and the rest of the cast in that moment at the reunion versus giving us this commentary now, because I feel like, but give it to the girls while they're there. Like, give it to them while you're there. If you're gonna leave the show in a blaze of glory, girl, go off while you're present there. Go off on everybody. Scream, shout, go off, tear your dress at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a show as you are exiting stage left. Make everybody remember you. That's what I would say. So saying it now, I think hindsight, obviously we get the post, show interviews, and I think that's great. But if that was really your internal thought and your internal dialogue, girl, you should have showed out. I would have been rolling around the floor like Patti LaBelle. They would have had to drag me out of there. If I knew that was my last scene and season, I am going to blow everything up. I'm toppling the table as I'm running out. That's what I say. That's what I say. I mean, if you're gonna exit stage left, really exit stage left. I mean, Tasmanian devil style. The person that Toya says that Sweet Tea is, that's how you need to act. You need to be run raging through, shoving everybody. Okay. Yes, like Auntie Patty, baby. You need to wallow around on that floor a couple of times, roll back and forth, back, forth. Your hair wasn't gonna get messed up because it was already done up. So you would have been fine. Just roll around, give us a show. Like, I mean, throw yourself at the wall. Just do something. Okay. All right.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like that. That's how I'm going out. That's how I'm going out. That is how I am going out. Oh my goodness gracious. See, this is why it was not meant for me to pre-record this video, because I definitely did not have as much fun pre-recording this as I did on this live. And y'all know we just having a good time with this. So listen, that's all I got for y'all right now. Unless something major pops off, then I will not be back with another video today. But if something else does, then I might, hop on for a little bit and, chop it up with y'all. But in the meantime, listen, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. It's like, smack that like button, smack it, flip it, rub it down. Subscribe to my personal channel if you guys want to see my travels to like Cape Town, to Thailand, to Bali, all of those places. You can get all of that content over there. I'm dropping another video, I think today, once I finish riding, once I do my Peloton ride. Then make sure you guys tap into the links in the description down below. All right. You guys can get travel guides, ebooks, book one-on-one sessions, all that good stuff. If you're trying, everybody should have a YouTube channel. I say that all the time. If you don't have a YouTube channel, I don't know what you're doing. Go ahead and get paid for your pain. Talk about your problems. Talk about the things that you love. You need to get paid to do what you love, okay? And get paid to be who you are. Boom. All right, so with that being said, I will catch you all in the next video.